We're super excited because we are going to do a campground review on Wisconsin's #1 rated campground. Let's roll. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel today. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd love for you to subscribe and follow along with us. So hit that subscribe button and then tap the notification button. Every time we post a video, you'll be notified of that. And then leave us some thumbs up and a comment. That would really be great. We're super excited about doing this video because initially, we weren't going to do a campground review. But this resort was so nice that I told Chris we have to do a campground review so we can let all of our people know about it and beyond know about how great this park is. I can totally see why it's rated #1 in Wisconsin because it's just laid out so well, so much to do. But before we get to that, a little backstory. I'm from Eau Claire, which is about 20 minutes north of Osseo, so I'm very familiar with Osseo. When I was there, I had some friends tell me, hey, you need to go down and check out this RV resort. It's really nice, and unfortunately, never had a chance to do that. So on Chris and I's trip, I definitely wanted to make sure that that was one of our stops on the way up to Minnesota. It worked out really great too because we had a family event to attend to in Eau Claire, and we're just like, man, we just fell in love with this resort. It was so great. So what are your first thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we were only planning on staying, which we only did stay a couple nights, and I like it how he takes credit for it because I was the one that was like, we cannot leave this campground without doing a campground review. It's just too good.
He threw me under the bus.
I know. But yeah, it's just too good to not like tell people about. We were shocked that there's not a whole lot out there on this campground, so we thought we've definitely got to highlight it. But yeah, it's a beautiful campground. You know, it kind of sneaks up on you. You get off the freeway. It's super close, but not so close that you hear all of the traffic. And then you kind of sneak back in through what you feel like is a parking lot and some really cute small businesses. And then bam, there you are. And the park is gorgeous. You know, when you drive in, you first see this beautiful swim pond that's fairly new. They're still working on it, but it's got a sandy beach and beach chairs. Man, if we would have had more time and the weather would have been a little bit warmer, I would have been sitting at the pond.
Soaking some rays.
Yeah, and there's a whole new section of campsites there near that pond as well, so the campground clearly is expanding. They said there was 231 sites. It felt like there was a lot more, but boy, I'll tell you, we got on our golf cart and drove around that place, and it felt like every time we turned a corner, we were exploring or finding some new cool little area in the campground. Yeah,
that's for sure. So like when you pull in, then you have the store / check-in office off to your left, and then attached to that is a putt-putt golf course, which we didn't get a chance to play.
Really nice little golf course.
Yeah, and Chris is lucky because I probably would have killed her.
Yeah.
And anyway, and then right next to that was a jumping pillow?
Oh, a jumping pillow. I was so bummed.
I wanted to film Chris on the jumping pillow.
But, if you've got kids, this is definitely the place to go. There is like unlimited things for kids to do while you're there. The jumping pillow and the putt-putt golf, and there may have been some other things too that you actually had to pay a little bit more for to have access to those things. I'm sure that was for the maintenance and upkeep, but holy cow, I mean, in addition to the swim pond, they had a great swimming pool with great water features and slides and super fun. There was a skateboard park, which I don't think we've ever seen a skateboard park at a campground.
Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my skateboard, so I wasn't able to do some jumps, whatever.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we wouldn't have had time anyway, but gosh, the playground, the horseshoe, volleyball, basketball, and they even had laser tag. Yeah, laser tag, unbelievable. And then down in that same area is a catch and release pond, so you can even go down there and fish. I don't know what it's like to catch. I just cast and I don't ever get anything. I know that's how it happens for me. Yeah.
But it's super cool that feature's there as well.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned the golf cart earlier. So we're glad we had our golf cart because it's a good size park. I mean,
it really is.
If you're a walker, you're going to get some good exercise in, but the golf cart was really nice to have. And just to let you know, there is an extra fee if you bring your golf cart, and then you have to show them proof of insurance, and then they give you this little bracelet thing to lock on there. But I don't think it was very much money, you know, to have the golf cart. And we're so glad that we did, because we were able to go back and explore how big the park was, and then they have a whole seasonal camper section in the back that was right next to a cornfield. So of course, you know, Chris and I, we had to do some Field of Dreams videoing. Walking out of the corn, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely in the middle of farmland, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and their sites, what did you think? Let's talk about our site first. What did you think of our site, and then the other campsites?
Yeah, the sites are really roomy, really easy to get in and out of. That was our first. Was that our first drive-through, or no? It was our second. It was our second pull-through, and yeah, huge, and lots of space between you and the camper next to you. We were actually right up front near the store, but you know, it didn't feel like we were on top of it at all. It was so nice. Yeah,
I thought it was laid out well. And then, you know, like most people, you like to have a decent amount of green space between you and your neighbor, and I thought there was a decent amount of green space between us and them. So it's a gravel base, and then they have a cement patio with a picnic table and then a fire pit.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it was laid out really well. And the new section also has pull-throughs and back ends, and then they have tents, and they have really wooded sites. I mean, you go down this hill, and there's, I don't know, you can kind of pick your spot, you know, if you want to be in the woods.
You feel like you're literally camping in the woods. Like you are tucked back in the pine trees in different areas of the campground. It feels like a whole different campground when you're in that section.
Yeah,
and there
really
are these cute little like logs, small houses, log cabins that are back in there. And the thing that was really nice too is the roads through the campground were super wide. You know, a lot of campgrounds you get into and you feel like it's so narrow, and there you just felt like you had a lot of space to maneuver, which was really a nice benefit.
Yeah, and the other thing that they have there was really cool. They have a game room area, so the kids can go play games. I had to, you know, Chris wanted to play Miss Pac-Man over and over. I had to pull her out of there, guys. It was getting a little crazy.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's really cool. And then they have this events area. What did you think of that events area?
Yeah, I mean, for people wanting to do like a casual wedding reception, it would be great for family reunions. It was a really nice facility, and that was right off of the swimming pool area, which, you know, and I think there was a laundry facility in there as well. Yeah,
and then they have restrooms over on that end of the park that you can use, and the facilities are super well kept and very clean.
Very clean.
Yeah, and even at the office up front, those restrooms were clean, and they had access from the side of the building and then in through the front doors. We just thought the campground was just great and laid out well, and we both left there going, you know what, I'd like to come back and just stay longer.
I would love to hang for a week. You know, and the staff, they were great too. We got to talk to Karen. She was at the front desk.
You were awesome. Here's your shout out. We were telling you we'd shout you out.
Yeah. Thanks for your help. We just felt really welcomed there. It was such a great campground.
Yeah, and then so we have people that follow us on our Instagram that they saw that we were there, and some were going there and some had been there. One of the things that they had said to us is that, well, the campground was great. There was plenty to do for the kids, but beyond the campground, there was absolutely nothing to do in Osseo. So I'll say this, Osseo is what I consider like a small farm town. However, there are some things there that you may want to check out. They do have a nice, cute, quaint downtown with a park. That's nice. They have grocery stores, things of that nature. But there's a restaurant in Osseo that you may want to hit that's kind of semi-famous for around that area called the Norske Nook. And it's Scandinavian, Norwegian style food, which is my heritage. And there's a thing called the lefse, and if you've ever had it, it's awesome. It's made from potatoes, kind of resembles a tortilla. But boy, you put some butter and some sugar on it, So good. But they're really known for their pies. They make amazing pies. So unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go there. So Chris didn't get a chance because we were so busy. But you need to go there and check it out, and I'll put a link below. And then another point of interest for you to go there, now this is all food-wise, it's a place called Northwoods Brewery Pub. And it's in a foundry kind of setting, which is kind of cool. They have live music, and they have fresh cheese curds.
Yes, the cheese curds were definitely good. They weren't the best, but they were definitely good.
So those are some places you might want to check out, but I think Chris is going to tell her funny story. There was a third place that we ended up eating at. Taco.
Oh yes, Taco John's. Oh my gosh. So I am not a fast food queen kind of girl, but it took me back to college. I hadn't been in years, and that was my favorite place in college, and we happened to see one, and the first night we were, you got there and you just tuckered out and you want to get something quick to eat, and so stopped there, and man, brought back all those good memories. So and it was good. Yeah. Definitely a step above Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah, I think Taco John's is our favorite as far as that goes. But they have these potato olays and some nacho sauce. That's very good. And then so you're like, okay, well that's fine. That's eating places. What else is there to do? So then I would say get in your car and drive 20 minutes north and go to Eau Claire. And it's like your typical, bigger city. It's not huge, maybe a population about 80,000 people, but they've got your theaters, your mall, all the main out-to-eat places that you would go to. But on top of that, they have a historic park there called Carson Park. So today, Chris and I are at I don't know if you call it semi-famous park here in my old hometown of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And we are at Carson Park. And one of the cool things about Carson Park is that there has been baseball played here since 1860. And one of the key figures, professional baseball player was Hank Aaron. And he was here in 1952. He made his professional baseball debut here in 1952. Pretty cool.
Totally cool.
So what do you think of the park?
Yeah, it's a beautiful park. Oh my gosh, it's huge. And what's so interesting is, being here more in the Midwest, it's starting to feel like fall. Even the leaves are starting to turn color here, and we got a jacket on. It's it's September, but it's definitely, that fall is in the air.
Definitely recommend going to Carson Park. And then the downtown area of Eau Claire, Wisconsin is, man, since I was a kid, it's really just gone through this metamorphosis and change, and there's a lot to do down there and to go and check out. So that's something that you can do if you want to get out of Osseo for a little while. And then if you're really feeling adventurous, go about another 20-25 miles or so further, and you will end up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And if I remember right, Chippewa Falls made it into the Titanic movie when Jack says he's from a little town called Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And I think he said he ice fished on Lake Wissota or something like that.
You ever been to Wisconsin?
What?
Well, they have some of the coldest winters around. I grew up there near Chippewa Falls. I remember when I was a kid, me and my father, we went ice fishing out on Lake Wissota.
And that is up there, and one of the things that they're kind of famous for is there is a brewery that was started there called Leinenkugel Brewery. Some people may know who that is, and if that's your thing, you can go tour that plant. And then right across the street from it is a really cool park called Irvine Park, where there's a little zoo and a playground and all that kind of stuff. And so that's just something. There's Wissota Lake for you to go fish on. So that's some things to do that are fairly close to Osseo that you could, get out of the park. But I say if you have kids, I say just let them waste all their energy in that park.
Yeah, they won't get bored. And if you want to relax, yep, you'll have plenty of time to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we don't really have any negatives to.
Yeah, the only negative is I wish we actually had a couple more days that we could have spent there.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest negative.
Yeah.
So it's a great park. It's super clean. And Chris and I want to give a shout out to all the staff there at Stoney Creek RV Resort. Thank you for doing what you do. I mean, the grounds were manicured. It was super clean. Everybody that we talked to was very nice. So we definitely recommend, if you're going to Wisconsin, gonna go through that area on Highway 94, you definitely need to stop and spend the night or 2 or 3 at Stoney Creek RV Resort. So I think that's about all we got to say about it.
Yeah.
So with that, we say God bless.
And safe travel. Hey everyone, we just wanted to let you know that we have recently launched a new RV apparel store on our website. Michael has actually been designing up some things for a while now. He's been wearing them. You might have seen his Don't Drink the Black Water shirt, and he's got this new logo or RV.
It's fifth wheel truck logo.
Yep, that he designed himself. So anyway, we had several people ask about it, so we decided that we would actually launch an RV apparel store, and it's out there now.
Yeah, so please go out there and check it out, guys. Christmas is right around the corner. This is great RV themed apparel for your friends and family and everyone who loves RVing just like we do. So we'd appreciate you. Go out there and check it out.